Have you been thinking about moving to Forney, Texas, but you really don't know much about this suburb on the east side of Dallas? Well, back in 2020, I was in the very same boat. You see, I was on the hunt for a new rental property, something I could park some capital into and, see a good return on my money. Interest rates were super low at the time, and I wanted to buy a home in an area where I saw the potential for growth and appreciation. As I did my research, there were a couple of suburbs around Dallas that stuck out like a sore thumb. So what did I do? I took the leap. You see, at the time, I'd only passed through Forney on my way back home from Mississippi with my family. It really never occurred to me at the time what exactly was going on in that area. But now, after 3 years of spending time in this little town, I found some things that you may want to hear about, and some of these may not be what you expect. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is about living here in Dallas and the surrounding areas, then you're definitely in the right place. My name is Mark, and I'm your realtor here in DFW, and every single day my team and I get emails, calls, and texts from people wanting to make that move to the Metroplex. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, feel free, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we'd be happy to make it a smooth move down to the Lone Star State. So today, we're gonna start with the cons of living in Forney, Texas. Now, for most people, Forney is a bit of a hike. It's gonna take you some time to get to the hot spots in and around Dallas. Forney is located on the east side of Dallas, and being candid, there aren't a lot of popular cities located on this side of town. Plano and Frisco are very popular, and what's great about these cities is they're central to a lot of the other cities around the Metroplex. Now with Forney, it's gonna take you around an hour to get to the DFW airport, and about 35 minutes if you wanna go to Dallas Love Field, and that's if there's no traffic. You'll have to tack on another 20 minutes if, some bonehead decides good driving wasn't on their priority list for the day. Now, if you want to catch a Cowboys game, that's most likely an hour. Arlington is located on the west side of Dallas, down Highway 30. And if you want to go to Fort Worth, it's probably going to be more like an hour and a half. Like I said, in regards to the proximity to downtown Dallas, it's not so bad. But if you want to visit some other popular cities in North Dallas, it can turn into a marathon fairly quickly. Now, one thing you're going to hear in regards to Forney is the traffic. So during rush hour, traffic gets pretty backed up as Forney has been exploding with growth. But, as the city has grown, the highways haven't grown with it. Highway 80 only has 2 lanes on each side, which really isn't enough to keep traffic moving smoothly. The real issue is the first exit when you first come into Forney. You see, Clements Ranch is a natural bottleneck. There's a stop sign instead of a stoplight, and as you turn onto that road, it actually changes into a 1 lane on each side. And we're talking at least 7 to 10 subdivisions with hundreds of homes that are all situated back there. So this bottleneck is what causes all the backup all the way to the highway. On certain days, I've seen it backed up all the way to Mesquite. Now, the city has already approved the expansion plan, but as with every highway in Texas, that's gonna take some time and years to complete. And by the time they're done, it's probably gonna need to be bigger because the growth isn't slowing down. But on the weekends and, outside of rush hour, it's just a quick 20-minute drive to the heart of downtown. So just keep that in mind when you're planning your commutes. So if you're looking for some desirable dining options there in Forney, then it's gonna be relatively limited. You have a few small restaurants on the new side of Forney, like Chili's, Applebee's, Chipotle, you have some pizza and wing spots and a few other options as well. But as far as sitting down for a formal dinner, you may have to travel to Dallas. Or you can probably go to Rockwall or Rowlett. They both have some options there by the lake. So with all the new commercial construction currently going on, I'd be surprised if more restaurants didn't move some stores here. But for the time being, just know you can probably get some better options in some other cities. Now, one of the biggest cons about Forney is the property taxes. Now, Texas property taxes are already inflated, but they're even higher here in Kaufman County. The tax rate here ranges from 2.6 to 2.9%. So on a $500,000 home, that's about $14,000 in passive income you're paying to the county. Trust me, I hate taxes. I believe it's a sin and should be eradicated. I thought I heard the IRS for a second. But we all have to pay our fair share, and it's just a fact of life. Forney has been ranked as one of the fastest cities in the entire nation. It's a great place for young families and, offers top-notch school districts. Forney was ranked second on the best suburbs to move in 2021 by homes.com. And it continues to be a destination for people, wanting bigger lots, a good quality of life. And there's a good mix of different subdivisions. And if you're looking for an acre or more, they also have home sites that have, more square footage. Several new projects have been announced, which is bringing more and more infrastructure to the area. I think I just saw they announced a brand new Kohl's, flagship LA Fitness. They just announced a new Tom Thumb. So there's plenty of new stuff coming to the area, and that's a part of all the growth we've been talking about. Now, don't get me wrong, you can find new construction all over the Metroplex, but the way Forney is being developed is insane. You see, Forney used to be nothing but cow pastures for as far as the eye could see. And now all of that raw land has been repurposed into home sites, massive communities, and I don't mean like one or two. We're talking about dozens of brand new construction homes. And from the plans I read, the city's slated to be building over the next 10 years. So if you're a fan of HGTV, but you don't want to buy a home and renovate it or update the kitchens, Forney is going to be an ideal city to buy your dream home with all the modern finishes. Let's take, for instance, the Devonshire neighborhood. This is one of the top neighborhoods in all of Forney. And because you are my guest and client, you'll always have access to some of the best deals in Forney. I actually shot a community tour of Devonshire right here if you want to check this out in the cards. I built a strong relationship with the head sales rep there, Mr. Perry Holmes, and he always takes care of me and my clients. Guys, I believe right now they're giving away like $20,000 worth of incentives for closing costs, down payments, builder upgrades, and more things like that. So just know you'll have some savings when you walk through that door. Now, this is the main reason people move to Forney. It's still pretty affordable, and on top of being affordable, you get all the new construction we spoke about in the last pro. Now, take this into consideration. Usually when an area is affordable, it's because it's not as desirable, or the homes are older and outdated, or it's like an hour away from civilization. But with Forney, and why people are moving in droves is because you can still have a beautiful new build and stay within your budget. For instance, check out a few of these homes current on the market and the price range, ranging from $300K to the mid 500s. And with the quality and type of home you get for the price, it's well worth it. If these homes were located in, say, Frisco or Plano, add at least another $100,000 on top of these price points just because of the location. So if you want to stay under budget but not sacrifice the quality, then Forney may be a great option for you. Now, I grew up in a smaller town, one outside of Los Angeles and another in Starkville, Mississippi, the home of the Mississippi State Bulldogs, baby. If you're not familiar with them, that's where Dak Prescott played college ball. So if you like to have that smaller town feel, Forney is a good destination for that. It's great because it's not hard to get to the grocery store. Your kids will know a lot of the other kids in town. It has this sense of community and it's very diverse. The main shopping centers is pretty much where everyone in Forney goes, so you'll probably see a familiar face or two. Like I said, we own property in Forney, and every time I'm there to do a property inspection, it just reminds me of home. And if you'd like to check out some property here in the Forney area, you can check out this video right here. And if you're thinking about making a move in 9 days or 90 days, feel free, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we'd be happy to make it a smooth move. And as always, I can't wait to see you around town.